Mark Jones. Mark, we're actually debating on where in the world you are right now.
Man, downtown Sac had a nice bourbon chicken sandwich, potato fries, lunch at Broderick's at my spot on a nice day off, man. On a nice day off, just chilling like a villain.
That's a good. That's a. You don't get those very often.
A rare day.
Yeah.
Don't have to punch the clock today, man.
Well, me and Mark, we talked before the game on Friday about just his whirlwind schedule. I saw Mark on Friday, and I was the first thing I said to him was like, "I'm surprised you're here." And the women's college basketball tournament is going on, which gave him a little reprieve or whatever. But Mark been all over the place. He's been all over the place the last 2 weeks or so.
Bro, I'm executive platinum diamond on American Airlines. I got status I never dreamed of, man. Not by my choosing or liking, but hey, sometimes you got to break your neck for the check, man. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It's
all good though, man. Today's a rare day just to exhale and spend a little time with my wife and hang out a little bit. Maybe get to fixings for a little dinner later.
There we go.
Today's a nice chill day before hit the road for the Kings road trip a little bit and get into some ESPN work as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, that was the other part of our thing. I say you're going to be in Memphis on Wednesday. Is that correct?
Wednesday, I'm going to be in L.A.
Oh, yes, the L.A. game. There you go.
Yeah. That's the second half of the doubleheader. We've got Sixers and Lakers, and a chance to see Embiid, who I think is the MVP right now in the NBA against the Lakers and LeBron, just trying to do it. And it's funny because my wife and I were talking about, we were watching the Lakers the other day when they beat Toronto. Like, at 37 years old, this guy's just totally taken for granted. Taken for granted, right? He's one of the top 3 scorers in the NBA, and people just kind of shrug their shoulders when they look at him at the Lakers right now and shake their heads with all that's going on.
Yeah,
it's crazy, Mark. Like, LeBron James next year, LeBron's going to end next season as the all-time leader in points, and he's going to be 4th all-time in assists by the end of next year.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He's incredible, man. I mean, what he's doing right now is, I think, kind of unrivaled in this day and age of sports. And when you look at his advanced age to do what he's doing, and in a sport like basketball, where, it's kind of physically demanding. It's not a specializing type of sport where, like, football in an advanced stage, you can take a 5, 3, or 7-step drop and get rid of the football and not get hit for 60 minutes. It's a little different, physically taxing component we're talking about in the NBA at his age, and quite the phenomenal thing he's doing,
Yeah. Hey, Mark, we when we talked as well on Friday, we talked about, this city needing to see a winner. They deserve that, because this fan base and the crowds of the Golden One Center. You got to be here for a whole weekend, and I gotta say, I don't want to say if surprise is the word, but I watched that game specifically last night in the middle of a Sunday afternoon during the tournament. I thought it was live last night. And they were into it. I know when Davion tied the game up, when Davion Jones got a tip back dunk, I mean, that place was live. You would have never thought this team is 20 some odd games under 500, and you being able to experience that for a whole weekend. Just tell me how your weekend was with being here at the Golden One Center, and how engaged these guys are into this basketball that we're seeing with this team right now.
Man, it was wild, man. That's a good point. Like, I think it was the middle of the third quarter. I took off my headset during a commercial break and turned to Katie Christensen, my analyst, and I said, "The building is live today." I said, "Look at all the people." Yeah. And I was like, I said, "Listen, man," I said to Katie, I said, "Listen, I'm from Miami. If the Heat had this record at this point in the season, Okay, you might find this kind of lineup at Wet Willie's on South Beach or the Clevelander. Find this many 14, 17,000 people at the Clevelander, sipping back some gin and tonic or some Planters Punch, but you wouldn't get this kind of crowd at the American Airlines Arena, NFT Center, they call it now. But it's the crowd was really surprising yesterday, and they were lively and they made a lot of noise. And I'm so impressed by the fan following here. I mean, it is just amazing that they're so passionate still, even though mathematically the Kings are still in it. They show up, and yesterday was a great example of that. And it was a nice vibe. And if nothing else, man, moving forward, if they can just keep the hope, man, and with 6 new players we got after the trade deadline, I think this team's playoff bound for the future, next year. Wait to hear the news on Sabonis, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we've got our emails and our alerts ready for that one. I think one of the reasons it's certainly yesterday, one of the reasons the crowd was so hyped, Mark, was the play of Davion Mitchell. We've seen him in a variety of different roles so far his rookie season. What do you think of his performance his first year out there?
Man, he was fantastic. I mean, I think about him as a defender first. Everybody knows that one of the best on-ball defenders collegiately last year. I think people were, and I was a little bit too, just taken aback by his offensive skill. Spoke to Jerome Tang, who's the associate head coach at Baylor, a couple of months ago, and he reminded me that Davion was, I think, the top, or at least one of the top 2 isolation scorers in college basketball last year. And, you see him, he's got that great change of pace. He's got that fantastic change of direction. When his feet are set, he's a reliable 3-point shooter. I love the way that he plays the game and the way he competes at both ends of the floor, the way he fights around screens, the way he was battling the Suns yesterday, Booker at times, and Bridges at times. Doesn't matter who he gets matched up on, he's gonna battle, and that's a great kind of culture setting tone for Kings moving forward in terms of their franchise.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, what do you think about Davion Jones? Because I've been so impressed by him, not only this year, but when he started to play a little bit last year, he perked my antennas up with the way he was able to play. But he's continued it this year. And he is also somebody, it sounds strange to say for somebody that's been in the league as long as he has been, but I feel like he gets better every time he steps on the floor. I love what I'm seeing from Davion Jones right now. Yeah,
his play has been pretty inspiring, man. And, obviously his minutes reduced a little bit with the emergence and the trade for Sabonis. But, now that Rashawn Holmes is not going to be with the team for the rest of the regular season, Davion's going to get a great look. And I love his energy. I love his bounce. I think his mid-range jump shooting is highly underrated. He's very, impactful with his mid-range scoring at times. And as a rim deterrent, he's pretty good. I mean, for a guy that's, kind of been around a little bit and bounced around a little bit early in his career, this is a great landing spot for him. And I think he's got a wonderful role with the Kings moving forward, especially at the defensive end. Anytime you get a little rim protection, he's bouncy. That's always going to be a good thing. And just a real, give you a little access, just a great presence in the locker room, a real awesome disposition. You like guys in your locker room that carry good vibrations with them. He's smiley, he's happy, the type of guy that exudes a lot of good vibes. And I think that's great moving forward for this team.
Yeah.
We're big into vibes here, Mark. That's great to hear. That's something I didn't really know about him. We appreciate you carving out a few minutes for us on your day off, man. It's a pleasure as always.
All good, fellas. All good.
Hey, Mark, and Mark, we got them bottles for you, big dog. I gotta find a way to get them to you. We got some McQueen, we got some Bel Air, we got some bottles for you, big dog.
I'm ready. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna try and get into a little Louis the 13th today.
Oh.
See if
Oh, okay. Well, that's
okay.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
the next level.
Okay. All right. All right, Mark. That's fine. You go. You on and do that. You go. Save a couple poor brothers a shot, would you?
Hey guys, there was a time ago I was reaching my pocket, I felt nothing but my leg and some Mad Dog Thunderbird 2020. It's not like that anymore. We're
good. You earned it, player. You earned it. Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate you, Mark. Take care, bro.
You guys take care, man.
All right.